What's up?
Welcome back to Adobe Live, day two.
Day two.
Day 2 of 3 this time, which is pretty fun. So we get lots of time to do lots of stuff, lots of painting and drawing and illustration work.
And talking with you all.
And talking with you guys. So I'm Ellie. I am here with Hank Washington. Let's look at our schedule for today. So earlier was day 2 of the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. And then right now we are live until 11:30 when it will be the XD Daily Creative Challenge. And then after that is the XD case study. And I think that Colby is making a hurricane app, hurricane awareness app, preparedness
really
app,
dope.
something like that. It's really cool, very timely.
Really timely.
So you definitely want to stick around for that and see what he's working on.
For sure.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun yesterday.
We did.
Yeah.
Kind of got into a little bit of swag of
Yes.
San Francisco and
Yes.
got us a good guy enjoy some coffee and donuts.
Yes, donuts.
Maple
Very
donuts.
important.
Maple
donuts. Say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you were watching yesterday or if you're catching up today. Looks like we have Steve from New Zealand.
Hey,
That's
New Zealand.
fun. We got Florida represented.
Woo woo.
Cool. So yeah, we have more stickers we're gonna give away today in about 30 minutes. So you wanna make sure you're staying active in the chat and you'll have a chance to win 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule.
Nice.
And then we also will be reviewing daily creative challenges in about an hour and a half. You can watch the replay for that if you wanna see the full tutorial. But today, the challenge is to retouch an image using dodge and burn and smudge tools to kind of bring out highlights and really make the image pop.
For sure.
So yes, Voodoo Val dropped the link to watch the replay. So if you're interested, you can go check that out. Pablo from Chile. Oh, Switzerland, Portugal, Netherlands.
Hey, worldwide.
Atlanta. You flew in from Atlanta.
Hey, what's up, Atlanta? A-Town.
Yes, Illinois. Well, cool. Wisconsin.
Thanks,
you guys. Thanks, guys, for joining. And feel free to ask questions. And we're looking forward to seeing what you guys create
For sure.
later. Los Angeles.
LA.
Yes.
It was so crazy. I was talking to someone yesterday. He was talking about like how far like cities in California are from each other. And it's like LA is like 6 hours. It's
Yeah.
like, wow. And you're still in California.
Yeah, you're still in California. I know, it's a big state. A long state.
Long state.
Yeah.
Literally long.
Very long. So, well, cool. Well, do you want to, just for anyone who wasn't here yesterday, like talk a little bit about who you are and I can pull up some of your work
For
to
sure.
show here.
So,
This is your Behance.
I'm Hank Washington. I was born Cornelius Washington. Kind of a long, short story. Hank came from baseball. I played baseball when I was in school
that's
and
cool.
younger. And my dad kind of gave me the name of Hank Washington. I'm a designer, illustrator, and art director out of Birmingham, Alabama. I was originally born and raised in Mississippi, Columbus, Mississippi specifically. And been doing this for around 7 or 8 years professionally. So I guess, I can pay my rent with drawing and designing. So yeah, just kind of been doing this for a while, and I've gotten more and more into illustration, really just finding like some brushes and really some simplifying geometric shapes of just things that influence me, like, hip hop and, the culture, and I do a little bit of animating, as you can see with some of that. So, but I said hip hop has a big influence on me and my work, and ultimately just my lifestyle. So I try to reflect as much of that as I can into my work, and and ultimately it kind of led me to here.
Yeah. Cool.
For sure.
I'm going to pull up your Instagram too. If you guys want to go follow Hank on Instagram, this is his handle right here. I am _Hank. So go follow him, post some cool process videos and behind the scenes stuff and all his work too. So
Check it out.
we have some questions. Aria's asking what's your pin? On your
Hey,
shirt.
this is the Peaceful Pen.
Yes.
It's an illustration I did a while back. I decided to make some pins of these. I do have these available if you go to hankdesigns.com/products. I have some pins on there. You go check them out. If you guys like them, I'll send them to you. So the message behind this is just giving everybody like a peaceful day or a peaceful summer or peaceful fall. Sorry, I'm putting it upside down. But yeah, just if you want one, check it out. hankdesigns.com/products.
Cool. Yes. Thank you guys for asking. That's
Appreciate that.
Well, cool. Do you want to show us what you were working on yesterday? I
Let's
think
do
we're gonna
it.
keep working on it, huh?
Yes, we're gonna continue it. So yesterday we kind of had this concept of drawing just a guy enjoying some coffee and donuts, and he just happened to have like some tremendous swag.
Yeah, he does. Look
So
at his outfit.
with the pink toboggan and the long sleeve sweater. So we're just gonna continue here. I guess kind of recap from yesterday. Typically what I like to start with some really rough sketches, kind of what we talked about. Just kind of keeping it simple because, again, I try to keep these as geometric as possible. So with the sketch, I try not to dive too deep into details and everything on that. I just want to make sure the idea is there that I can always refer back to. So right now we get into color, and now we have some texture, some kind of the fuzzy texture.
Yeah.
And the fuzzies.
Yes, and for anyone who missed it yesterday, you made that brush yourself, right?
Yes. So, yes, I made the brush myself, and typically all I did was creating a new artboard, and I can open it up here just to, you guys can check it out. So, what I made was an artboard around 600 by 600 pixels, and I just created a bunch of circles here. So I kind of make it vary in size and kind of give it some even spacing, just to kind of give it some variety. And ultimately, when you zoom out, it kind of looks more like a texture versus just seeing circles in random places. And from there, if you go to edit and define brush preset, it'll make it a brush. And once you have that set, you can kind of tweak the settings in your brush panel, where you can kind of go in and tweak the like the settings on it, where we have like shape dynamics, where we can kind of change the size of them, the scattering, just so when you're actually drawing them, it get a little bit more random. So the brush actually turns every time that you make a stroke. And you can tweak it however you feel comfortable with. Finally got it to a place where I'm okay with it, and it ends up bringing a lot of detail. And you kind of see some of like the fuzziness that it brings about into the, into the lighting and the shading. So it kind of gives the simple shape some life.
Love it.
For sure.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that again.
For sure. Awesome. So we're down to the shorts. I know we talked about a little bit yesterday, so everybody suggested some teal shorts.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at it more and more, and I'm thinking like, okay, the teal goes. It works.
You're good with it?
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Let's roll with it. For sure.
That's a good fashion choice.
You guys are some fashionistas. For sure. Awesome. Well, yesterday I finally got a chance to go to the bridge.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
See the bridge. Yeah, it was really cold, but it was super beautiful.
Yeah. Was it foggy when you were there?
It was, where I was standing, it wasn't as foggy.
Okay.
It was really clear. I got to see like a lot of the water hitting like the rocks on the, the lower end, and you see the bridge and everything, but it was just so cold.
I know. I know it's
so
cold in San Francisco in the summer.
Right.
Yeah.
And I made the rookie mistake of coming with t-shirts and shorts.
It's a common mistake.
For sure.
It's common.
Awesome.
And it's unpredictable too. It can be cold and foggy, and then you go to a different part of the city and it's sunny, or the fog clears up and it gets warm. So
definitely. And the people here are really nice too.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that.
Had a couple conversations, just random conversations with some strangers, and all of them were really cool.
Cool.
That's
good.
This is some good places to check out.
Good. That's good to hear.
For sure. Awesome. So now we're going in and adding some fuzz into the texture. It's a little bit random right now, but we can go in and always clean it up and make it make more sense.
When you're adding like light and shadow, are you you have one light source, right? So you're kind of using that to like guide where you're putting everything, and then you're kind of just going by your eyes, right? Like what looks good.
Yeah, I typically would start with a light source. Ideally, I'm thinking the light source is coming from around this area here. So it's kind of just see how it looks when it shines down. Sometimes I have like kind of an accent line, I guess you can call it, where like, maybe a light from the side is shining up his back and, those. So, but that's kind of secondary. Typically, I just go off one light source and just see like where it takes me. And then, until I get to the point where I feel like either I'm finished or I'm just overdoing it.
Yes.
That's when I can know, okay, maybe we need to keep just one, or maybe add an extra one. So the shorts are kind of getting a little random, so we might have to clean it up just a little bit. So the way I typically do the texture, I put both the highlight and the shadows on one layer. Probably not the best way to do it, especially if you make a mistake. So I'm gonna erase this, but if you're trying this style, you can definitely keep the highlights and the shadows on 2 different layers. It does make it a lot easier if you do make a mistake, so you don't have to go over your highlights.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. So, but to each his own. You know, every designer has their formula.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of see how the texture varies when we size the brush up and down. Like you see how it's more fine, it's more grainy, versus when it's bigger, it's like more like splatter, like a paint splatter. Let's see.
Yeah, so you can kind of create a totally different look just by changing the size of it.
For sure.
That's cool.
For sure. I wonder, how was everyone's day back? You know, we celebrate like a long weekend. Specifically in the States, so I know like their first day back is always kind of weird.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know how your work week is going, or your school week. Ariana is asking if you can explain the difference between opacity and flow and all of that. Specifically like flow of the brush.
Yeah, so the opacity is basically just how intense the actual the color shows up. So like if you have like a red and you turn like your opacity down to maybe like 50%, it'll show up as like a pink. Versus the flow is really more of like the stroke. So how intense the stroke is. So is it all, does it, wherever your opacity is, does it show up as 100% on your flow? But if you turn it down, it'll end up being like, it'll have to go over a few times. You have to make that same stroke a few times to get it like the full effect of it. I think it's the best way to explain it. Like tools in Photoshop are so weird to explain.
Sometimes you have to kind of use them to really understand or like feel like what they're actually doing.
Definitely. Yeah, so I hope that helps, but if you really kind of want to see for yourself, make you like a blank artboard and just test it. Taste like different colors, but you'll see like the opacity is really just like how intense the color lays on the artboard, along with like the flow is more like how intense the actual stroke that you're making.
Yeah, yeah.
Good question though.
I
don't get asked that question a lot, honestly. Sure.
Looks like everyone's having a good week.
Hey.
School week is going good so far. Oh, Berta says in Florida, today's like Monday due to Dorian. Hope you guys stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay dry as possible.
Stay dry, yeah.
For sure. That's why I really thought that app was really cool that Kobe was working on. Like it's such timely and it's just perfect. Like perfect timing for everything. All right, so now we get into the legs.
Some blue legs.
Some blue legs in
From
there.
From the cold air.
There you go. A little bit of frostbite.
A little bit of frostbite.
But it's okay, he's gonna warm up with his coffee.
Yes.
He's gonna warm up with his coffee.
Yes.
So I'm gonna darken his blue just a little bit because it's kind of hard showing up on here.
Okay.
So let's kind of go in and give his legs a little bit of depth.
Claudia says, Hank, we need to find a spot to do some graffiti. I can see our styles working well together.
Hey, say the spot, say the time, and let me know.
Yes.
I'll do my best.
Have you ever done graffiti?
I haven't, but I am so open to do it.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
For sure.
Ruby's asking, what kinds of art styles have you seen, or like what kind of art styles do you think are popular right now?
Are popular?
What kind of trends are you seeing? I guess would be another way of phrasing it.
I think geometric is becoming a big thing now. With the people I'm following like on Instagram and just like what I'm seeing like in ads and what these big brands are doing, like geometric shapes and like very abstract characters are becoming like the thing to go to. So yeah, I mean, I think brands like like I seen like walking down the street, like Target has like this wall where it's like this big geometric scene of like a person like bedroom or something. And I thought it was pretty neat. So I think
that's cool.
I think that's kind of the style people are going into, and I think geometric in 3D is actually becoming like more and more of a big thing too.
Yeah.
And then back home, me and a buddy of mine, at our office, we always watch like these videos like on Behance of just people making these 3D explainer videos, and they use these simple characters, and it'd be so neat. I was like, oh man.
That's cool.
If only.
If only. Someday, maybe.
Someday. It's gonna come.
Yeah.
Not a matter of if, only when.
When.
There you go.
Yes. We have someone from Morocco and Pakistan.
Morocco. Pakistan, what's
We
up?
have like all the countries represented today.
I appreciate that.
It's pretty cool.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us.
Yes.
And we appreciate that.
Yes. We have about 13 minutes until Chat and Win. So get ready to win some stickers.
Hey.
Sticker Mule. Pretty fun.
Keep your sticker game strong, people.
Yes.
And I say that, but my laptop is empty.
I know, same. But you know. I think I'm like I don't want to put stickers on it because I have too many stickers.
Gotcha.
And then I feel like
someone's
how am I
being
gonna
left out.
choose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna be left out.
Someone's gonna be left out, or I'm gonna like want to add more and it's already full. And then I have to buy a new laptop.
I feel that. I feel that.
Vita Val's asking, what's the sweet spot for work as far as following design trends and making the decision to go with your own flair, even though it might not be what's currently popular?
Go with your own flair. It's always gonna make you feel better. The more original you can stay to yourself, like if it feels good to you to what you're making, it goes a long way. And it was crazy, just like with trends, they come and go, but you'd be crazy, like a lot of trends circle back. Like simplicity always goes to that phase of being really complex, and then it always comes back to being simplicity.
Yeah.
So stay true to yourself. If whatever you're making, if it feels good to you, and it resonates with you, stay original. I promise, over time, people will recognize, and it's gonna be the right moment for you. Seasons.
It's good advice.
Good seasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
And it'll just feel more authentic.
For sure.
I think people can tell if you're making something that's
Yeah.
you, or if you're just trying to be trendy.
Yeah, just trendy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
That's a good question.
For sure.
Anthony says, love the pins that you designed.
I appreciate that. I try my best.
Aria's asking, how long did it take for you to find your own style?
It took a while. It really came from like a lot of copying, just to be honest. I find artists that I'll see, and I'll try to remake their work. Not to share and like, push as my own, but just to kind of understand like how they got to that process.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to find a style, you're struggling to find a style, it's okay. Don't pressure yourself. Just find something that you like, learn how they make it, and just pick up on the principles of there. Like understand how you got there, or how they got there. And then you can just tweak it on the way and say, okay, instead of making a left turn here, take a right turn.
Yeah.
And just see like where it takes you, and be okay with experimenting. And styles come and go. When you do it, it'll stick around for a little bit, and then after a while, you gotta try something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're looking for a style, it's okay. Don't fret. It's gonna come. Just make as much as you can, and make what feels good to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. I hope that helps. I'm trying not to sound too preachy.
No, I think that's really good advice. I forget, there's somebody, maybe it was Ira Glass. It was somebody who, he basically, he has a quote that talks about like making art and saying like when you first start out, like it's not gonna be good. Like when you first start making art, it's not gonna be good. You're not gonna like it. You're gonna be frustrated. But like you have, like it's basically like I'm totally butchering his quote, but like pushing through that, and like over time, like it's gonna become something that you're proud of. But it takes like pushing through that, and continually like trying new things, or like experimenting, or I don't know, like looking at other people's work and seeing how you can bring that into your own work and make it your own.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask like how things are made. These artists out here that are making incredible work, like they will make time to answer questions. Now, I wouldn't say like hey, how did you make this, mural in
Yeah.
in such a general term? Because that's a lot to
Please give me a
text.
step-by-step rundown.
There you go. Just ask for some specifics, and and you can create relationships. That's kind of the beauty of I guess they say the beautiful side of social media.
Yes.
So like you're able to, reach out to these great artists and have a conversation with them. And and at the end of the day, they're all human beings. We're all humans. So, but don't be afraid to ask. Like get some inspo, get some information, and take it and run with it.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. I think it's easy to look at people who are doing really great work and forget that it took them time to get there.
Exactly.
And like the early things that they created probably were a completely different style.
For sure.
Or even if they were that style, they weren't at the level where they are now.
Exactly.
They worked at it.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people now, people don't share their failures as much as they probably should, or as inspiring it can be. But if you have an artist that you're a fan of, and you're like following them, like whether it's on social media, Behance, or wherever, like scroll all the way down to their early work and see like where they started, and you'll be shocked. Like some of the things they made, be like, wow, like that's what I'm making.
Yeah.
So it's nothing but up from there. So.
Yeah, I think that's part of why like the challenges are so cool.
Yeah.
Because it gives you a place to like practice and get feedback and give feedback, which is great practice as well. Learning how to like talk about your work, talk about other people's work, and then also maybe use tools that you wouldn't otherwise use,
Exactly.
And in ways maybe that you wouldn't use them. So
For sure.
definitely recommend the challenges if you're looking to grow.
For sure. I'm definitely gonna get more in those challenges. They seem fun.
I know.
Like
they do seem fun.
It's like touching up a picture. Like I'm not that good at that, but I would love to try that.
Yes. Yeah. And so a little bit earlier you showed how you made this brush. And I think yesterday you talked a bit about like what inspired you to make the brush. You want to touch on that again for anyone who didn't hear?
So yes, so I follow this artist, and he's an amazing artist, illustrator, and animator on Instagram called Rhymes Like Dimes. I forgot his real name, but if he's an amazing artist, if you on Instagram, go check him out. It's Rhymes Like Dimes, but with a Z at the end. He has amazing work. It's all hip hop influence, but he keeps a lot of his work very simple. Like he really simplifies music artists like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and all those people there.
That's cool.
And he's made like these super dope animations. But I follow his work, and I noticed that he uses a lot of texture, in the skins of the people, and kind of like the elements that he used. And that texture was so cool. So I got into Photoshop and kind of played with some brushes, bought a few, just kind of find something that kind of mimicked a little bit of that, because I really became a fan of like this fuzzy feel. And after like studying a little bit, I decided to make my own brush, which kind of what we talked about earlier, and it just felt right. So I didn't want to be exactly like him, but I just wanted to have something that feels just as good as the things that he was making. So
Yeah.
made this brush and just kind of stuck with it, and just kept using it for everything.
Yeah. It's cool.
Kind of got addicted.
Yeah. Well, it's working. Raheem says, Hank, your texture style is tough, and the fire emoji.
That's my buddy Raheem from back home. Appreciate that, fam.
Yes. Support.
Now, Raheem's super talented animator.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Animation blows my mind. People who are good at animation, I'm like jealous. 'Cause I feel like that's such a skill, and it's, I don't know. To me, it seems like impossible to do. Like I look at animations, I'm like, how did you even do that?
No, his
cool.
story is super unique. He actually learned all on his own. Like
That's awesome.
I remember when he first he never opened like Premiere or After Effects, and
Wow.
now it's like his go-to.
Wow.
Mind blowing.
That's really cool. Tom is asking, have you ever completed an illustration without the use of a tablet or drawing pad? And if so, how did it come out?
So without the use of
Maybe just with your mouse, I guess?
I've used the keypad before.
The keypad?
Used the keypad.
Yeah.
It does put a strain on your fingers.
Yeah.
But we didn't have no choice. But I've used a keypad before, but obviously the tablet or a Wacom tablet or something like that, it makes it a lot smoother.
So much easier.
So
Yeah.
much smoother.
Anthony's asking if you also design logos.
I do. I've done logos in the past. I still do them now. Not as much as I used to, but logo design, that's kind of the foundation.
Yeah.
Foundation of everything.
Yeah. Someone asked earlier, I'm sorry I can't see the name anymore, but someone asked or said if you ever decide to sell this piece, let them know. Do you ever sell your work as prints?
I do.
Yeah?
If you check out the link, hankdesigns.com/products, I have a store up there with some posters of some past illustrations I've done. And I have a lot more that I need to add. I'll actually make that a duty for this coming weekend or the next week.
Oh, here we go.
So you just have a few illustrations there that, if you find one that you like, or if you find one that's not there and not in the store, let me know, shoot me a DM or whatever the case may be. I'll add it to the store and make it available. Only because you asked at Adobe.
Just for you. I'll put the link there. And yeah, cool. And then that's where your pins are too, huh?
Yes,
Yes,
and the
right here.
pins are there too.
Cool. Yeah, guys, go check it out.
For sure. Get some peace in your lives, guys. Some peace
Yes.
pins.
I have one now.
Hey.
So I'm going to be sporting that.
There you go.
3 minutes till chat and win.
Hey, let's do it.
Ruby's asking, what are some recent projects you've worked on?
Some recent projects I've worked on. Some of them I can't save because of just some, legal things that I'm working on. Good question. Some projects I've worked on.
And that's always hard when you're doing client work because a
I
lot
know.
of stuff you can't share. And you're like, well,
Just know it's
I promise you I'm working.
yeah, I'm working. I promise.
Yeah.
Man, it's so tough because I can't say anything about them, but just know in the next few months, like, I'm gonna be sharing like some really fun projects that I'm working on. Great question.
Go follow Hank on Instagram. Will you share them on Instagram after they're like all released? Or?
Yeah, I'll share them on Instagram,
Okay.
so I'll definitely let you know. Man, I want to say something so bad.
That's hard. What are some of your favorite past projects like that, like from back, before?
One of my
I was gonna give a time frame. But that
one of my favorites was a buddy of mine back home. His name Adrian Marcus. He's a super good friend of mine, and we worked on this project called True Beard, where we made our own beer products.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we was talking about it a while back, and we was trying to think of like what is something specifically for Black men that a product that we can tailor towards them and kind of call it our own. So we ended up working on this project called True Beard. And they're still out there selling it. We ended up selling it to some amazing guys.
How cool.
So it was a fun project. We worked on, I worked on the identity, the logo, and packaging. I'll upload that project to Behance here pretty soon. But it was really fun to really see like a product come to life like that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And I worked on it we had a few more buddy of ours that kind of helped run the business and kind of get it off the ground. But I would say that was probably my most favorite project that I worked on.
It's so personal.
Definitely,
Like, it was like
personal.
a passion project.
For sure.
Those are the best.
Always.
And when they can actually come to life and
For sure.
like you see them out in the world, that's even better.
For sure.
That's really cool.
And it's one of those projects that like the money didn't matter for that one. It was more like the fact that you're able to like solve a problem like that or just have something that that felt good. That was just a good project to work on, for sure.
That's really cool.
So shout out to True Beard. So y'all have
True
beards,
Beard.
check out truebeard.co. For sure.
Cool.
You guys are coming with some great
I
questions
know.
again today.
I know, and I feel like there are some questions that I can't see anymore. So if your question didn't get answered after Chat and Win, after the craziness of Chat and Win, ask again because I want to make sure I get to it.
Sure.
But I think there's like a bunch of questions that came at once. So
For sure.
yes, I can only see like a little bit of the actual chat. So we have just a couple more seconds till Chat and Win.
Sweet.
Yes, these chairs are coming together.
Hey.
These little stools.
Got some little chairs here.
Yeah.
Somewhere to sit.
It's always good.
For sure. What's coffee without sitting down?
Oh yeah. Coffee is for like relaxing. Relaxing and then energizing. Like you gotta while you're drinking it, you're like relax and then it makes you go.
For sure. And I'm not a big coffee drinker, but like I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna become.
you should.
I'm gonna join the game.
All right, time for Chat and Win. Hop in the chat and you'll have a chance to win some stickers and we'll be right back.
Let's do it.
Okay, we are waiting to see who is going to win.
Let's do it.
100 free stickers from Sticker Mule. That's a lot of stickers.
That is a lot.
You could do a lot with 100 stickers.
For sure.
Yes.
You can cover like 2 people's laptop with that.
Yeah.
Like just fill your whole laptop up with stickers.
If you guys want the stickers, you want to send them to us for our
there
laptop.
you go.
Cool. Thanks for participating, guys.
Man, you guys are coming in from
I
all
know.
over. Portugal, what's up?
Yes. I'd put them on somebody.
What's up? What's up?
I'd love stickers. Florida.
Hey, Florida, what's up?
Natish.
What's up?
Congratulations. You will get a message on Behance about how you can redeem your stickers. And then if you didn't win, you can go to this link, stickermule.com/AdobeLive19, and you can get 10 stickers for $1.
There you go.
So even if you didn't win, you can still win.
There you go.
There you go.
Don't buy a candy bar. Get some stickers.
Get some
it's
stickers.
Only $1.
Only $1. 10 stickers. That's
There
a
you
lot
go.
too. Cool.
job, guys.
Thanks for participating, guys. Oh, Sacramento. That's
Hey.
where a lot of my family is. All right. Well, I know there are questions that we didn't get to. So, like I said, if your question didn't get answered, make sure to ask it again. We weren't ignoring you. There was a lot of chat going on for a little bit. So
She's lying. We were ignoring you.
we were intentionally. Let's not answer that question.
Like, oh, not that. It's
No.
not a good question.
No, we want all the questions. So
For
keep asking them, and then don't forget to upload your creative challenge to Discord. Right above the chat, there's a tab that says challenge, and you just upload it there. The challenge for today is to retouch an image using dodge and burn and smudge and make it pop. So, Voodoo Bell's in Sacramento too.
Hey.
Cool. You touched on this a little bit yesterday, but illustration in Photoshop versus Illustrator, your thoughts on that and like why you use Photoshop?
So I personally use Photoshop just for convenience. It's I like to stay in one program just so like when I need something I can just do everything there. But Illustrator is just as good. But specifically with this brush, I think Photoshop just handles it a lot better.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever you feel comfortable in, if you are comfortable with Illustrator, I say get uncomfortable with Photoshop and just see like just test test the boundaries. But just the convenience part of Photoshop what makes this process a whole lot smoother for me.
Yeah.
And just being able just to do simple shapes and add these textures and colors in, I just feel like Photoshop handles it a lot better. You know, so. But to each his own. So whatever you feel good with, go with it.
And then what inspires you? Ruby's asking.
What inspires me? Wow, that's such a loaded question.
I know.
Such a loaded question. Everything, everybody.
Every single thing.
But I guess now what really inspires me is that a lot more creatives of color are starting to come to the limelight. I did a talk a while back in April at Creative South, and one of the topics was like how design and just like the art industry wasn't necessarily a thing where I was growing up.
Yes.
But not necessarily like the people that support it. It's just something that a lot of people couldn't fathom and then understand like the importance of it. But like I was talking about yesterday, like Mississippi and just the South in general has a lot of talent that tends to get looked over a lot. You know what I mean? It's so much talent. It's people that can make amazing illustrations, amazing photographers, videographers, animators, and they're just hitting gems. So now I think what's inspiring me more as an artist today is that more and more creators of color are starting to come into the limelight and being involved on projects that the world can see. And kudos to Adobe for bringing me be able to represent that for sure. So. But now I really want to make, whatever I'm doing now to be inspiring to more creatives that don't necessarily see this as an option, to let them know, if you like art, if you like being creative, I promise you can make a living.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this fear of just how technology is advancing and it's about a word, but originality wins every time. If you can be as human as possible and you as possible, that will conquer a lot. So. And this goes for any artist, but specifically any artist of color or creative of color. let this inspire you. I want you to know like you can do this.
Yes,
Like do it if
you
can do it. So yeah.
Cool. You're so much like inspiration
Hey,
today.
I'm
You just
trying.
like got it flowing out of you.
It's day 2. I feel better.
Day 2.
I'm relaxed now.
And then how do you choose colors?
So typically I try to keep it limited. As far as with colors, I try to make sure I have enough range where I have kind of like a mid-tone, and I keep like my highlights with white, and I try to stay away from black. Using black as kind of like a shadow, it's just a personal thing. I don't necessarily want to use it because it's so harsh. If I can keep
It's
like,
kind of heavy.
yeah, it's super heavy. So if I can keep it like around like a dark navy blue, just so that when you're looking at it, it's not so much contrast into it, but just something that you can tell, okay, this is a shadow. You know what I mean? But as far as like a specific formula, I try to keep it as light as possible when it comes to like the the foundation colors, but particularly if anything, if I could sneak like living coral in there.
Yes, you were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Favorite color?
Favorite color.
Which happens to be the color of the year.
Hey, shout out.
Predicting the
Thank
future
y'all.
over here.
For sure. But if I can sneak that anywhere, so I'll make sure I get it in.
Yeah.
Any color palette will work.
Corey's asking, what's your favorite album to create to? Do you have some music recommendations for us?
Great question. Yes. So recently I've been listening to Coda the Friend. He's out of Brooklyn, New York, I believe. But Coda the Friend is a really talented artist. I'm from Mississippi, so I love listening to Big Crit. He's one of my favorite rap artists. So if you haven't heard of Big Crit, go check him out. He just dropped his new album. He's about to go on tour. Crit, if you're watching this, I want to come to a show. I'm gonna buy my ticket, I promise.
Ooh, what if you like could do album art for somebody like that someday? Would that be so cool?
Fun. That'd be so fun.
Oh my gosh, that'd be like a dream project.
Oh man, I would love to like brand like a whole like album release.
Yes.
That'd be so fun.
That'd be so
For sure.
cool.
Wink, wink to all my music artists out there. But yeah, Coda the Friend's a really good artist. I'm trying to think of someone else. I listen to lo-fi a lot. Lo-fi has become a new like big genre. So if you're on YouTube, if you type in like chill hop, there's a few channels on there. But I have that playing in the background, and it's like a really good background music. It doesn't have any lyrics, but it's like cool enough to keep you like that like it's like noise.
Something's going on. Yeah.
For sure. Great question. I haven't answered a music question.
I know. Ruby's asking, have music or shows influenced your art passion? And if so, which ones?
Wow, another great
so
question.
Much, like people want to know all your inspiration
All
and
of
influence.
You guys are on it today.
I know.
Yes, so I had an opportunity. So my brother, I got into art because of my brother. He's a big music head. He DJs and everything. And a few years ago, we had the opportunity to go to a Big Crit concert. We did a couple shows for his tour, and seeing just how someone from Mississippi was able to, basically draw a crowd using like the power of art was super inspiring. And I had a chance to like be backstage and kind of watch the show and
so cool.
watch him perform, and just watching them doing it was mind blowing, and that just let me know more like it's possible. Like wherever you're from, if you're from a small town or anything, like it's possible. So I would say that instance for that show, it was super inspiring.
Cool. Thanks for sharing.
For sure. Someone asked, so where you from, Cornelius? Lex S5. So I'm from Columbus, Mississippi. If you don't know what Mississippi is, it's Southeast America. So it's like right next to Alabama, 2 states over from, 1 state over from Georgia. So Mississippi, you haven't been, take a trip. I promise, it looks like it's not a lot there, but the food is unmatched.
What's your favorite food from your hometown?
Oh man, my favorite food. Oh man, such a loaded question. I can't take these questions, y'all. There's so much pressure.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just curious. You keep talking about how good the food is, and I just want to know like what's the best, or like a couple of the best.
Okay, a couple of.
Like if I was gonna go there tomorrow, like what would you say? Okay, you have to like eat this.
Okay. The best. So I wouldn't recommend a restaurant. I would say go to my aunt's house and let her cook some soul food for you. Like home cooked meals are unmatched.
Cooking, yes.
It is unmatched. But Mississippi has a lot of great restaurants. But just the home, like the home cooked meals, because there's a lot of older people there. You know, they grew up and born and raised, and a lot of the early generations from my family, my dad, he was taught how to cook, when he was growing up. So we had no choice but to eat at home a lot of times.
Yeah.
So, but home cooked meals, if you know someone or you know a place that you can get a home cooked meal, go check it out. It's worth it. And eat some catfish. Like,
ooh, yeah, I've never had catfish.
Really? I got a mission. I gotta get you some catfish. No, catfish is amazing. It's kind of an old country tradition to eat catfish on Fridays.
Oh, really?
It's kind of like good luck. I don't know if that's just in my household, because my dad always eats catfish on Fridays, but that's typically what we do.
That's cool.
Eat some catfish.
I like traditions like that.
And fried green tomatoes. Have you had those?
I've had that.
I've had that,
and those are really good.
Fried green tomatoes are amazing.
Yes. Yeah, really good. We had a question earlier about color profiles. So you're working in RGB, right?
RGB, yes.
So do you ever print, if you're working it to be printed, do you want to talk about that, process? Do you ever print your work, or it's mostly for social media, right?
Yeah, it's mostly digital, so I keep it as RGB. There are times that, if something has the intention of being printed, I'll still create it in RGB, but I'll shift it afterwards into CMYK.
Yeah.
It doesn't usually messes up my color from my experiences, but there are times where I have to go back and kind of tweak some things just to make sure that, it comes out the right way. But most of the time, it's all digital, so I don't make a lot of print, intentional print pieces, you know, so.
Cool. Looks like Mark is from Mississippi also.
Hey.
I see someone from the deep south getting to share their skills. Eric says, I'm in Woods Cruz, Utah? Is that how you pronounce that? Place nobody knows. Still have more than 1,000 followers on Behance. Place doesn't matter. That's true. That's the cool thing about the internet these days is you can put your work out there so easily, and it doesn't matter if you're in a big city or a tiny little town or what country you're in, even, because if you're constantly putting out good work, people are gonna see it.
For sure, definitely.
And it's an easy way to promote what you're doing and make connections without even having to leave your house.
For sure.
It's crazy.
I love the flex. He was like, I got over 1,000 followers on Behance. Yeah, I like that. Keep flexing on them.
Yes. Vidabal says, I'm loving this dark blue with a burnt orange color.
Hey, I appreciate that. Keeping it complimentary. You know.
Yeah.
See, someone said they're from Picayune and Hattiesburg. Hey, shout out.
Yes.
They're in South Mississippi.
Getting that coffee.
No, eyedropper tool is amazing.
I've got another question about your pin. Nisha says, Hank, looking good. I like your pin. Tell me about it.
Hey, I appreciate that.
He was talking about it a little bit earlier, but if you missed it, it's a pin that you designed.
Yes.
And you can purchase it on his website.
Go check it out.
So your pin sales better blow up after this.
I might have to reorder.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run out. No, thank y'all. It's called the Peaceful Pen. So the intention of it is to just remind you just to kind of find peace wherever you can, because right now we live in a time where it's always something to think about. Whether it's finances, mental health, just the whole 9 yards. And sometimes we forget that we gotta find peace in some of them storms.
Someone says you should make it as a pillow.
Oh,
it's a great idea.
Hey.
Yes. Vidal, I'll put the link. It's hankdesigns.com/products if you want to go check it out. Dustin asked if you've played any ping pong in San Francisco while you've been here.
Not yet. I gotta find some challengers.
Yes.
Come on, y'all.
If anyone's in San Francisco, knows a good ping pong place.
Yeah.
Ruby is asking if you can share some tips for someone who's new on Behance, but I think even like new just to design and illustration in general. Like, do you have any tips for a beginner?
Tips. I would experiment. Don't be locked into one thing. Just try different stuff. You know how we talked about earlier, if you find some artists, you know, mimic their work and you know, don't share it as your own, but just kind of find the process, like see how they got there, and don't be afraid to mess up. You know, that's, everybody kind of shows themselves as perfect now, but like, be okay with messing up. Like, I promise you, people can relate a lot better if you're messing up. I mean, yesterday we had like a mess up on the brush. Like, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, technical difficulties happen to you no matter if you've been designing for one day or like 20 years.
Exactly.
Budabel says, Hank, I would seriously wear it as a pair of earrings. You're getting a lot of merch requests.
Hey, okay, I got you.
Maybe you should like, you know, go into accessory design. It's like a new
that'd be a different
new career path.
For sure. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see life
earrings and pillows and
life after graphic design.
Life after graphic
accessories.
Yeah. CL says, I joined Behance years ago and it seemed intimidating. I think it can be intimidating to share your work, but at the same time, like, that's kind of the only way to really get feedback is to show people what you're doing.
For sure. And I understand that. I have those moments too where I'm like, man, I'm looking at work and like, come on, man. Like, and then you post it and you see somebody right under your post and it's like something amazing. You're like, oh man. But don't let that hinder you. Like, it's as much as you're inspired from other people's work, there are people that's gonna be inspired from your work. Even though you may not see them or ever talk to them, like, there's someone that's gonna look at that and be like, wow, that's okay. I want to go make something like that. So try to look past that. I know it's easier said than done, but aim to inspire more than to be inspired. You know.
Yeah. Good advice.
I'm trying my best.
You're doing great. I'm like, I feel like I see a track of like all these like inspirational things you're saying that I can just replay in my office when I'm I need some inspiration.
Feel free to make them posters.
Oh yeah.
Make them posters.
Yes. Lex is asking you about your educational backgrounds. So what did you study in school, and have maybe like talk about your career path, like how you got to where you are now. Too.
For sure. So it kind of all started like being in that weird space of, you know, when you just graduate high school and you're figuring like, what's next? And you're not thinking about that at all. But I had a conversation with my dad, and intentionally, originally I wasn't really going to go to college. Like, I wanted to just kind of go straight into work, just to kind of find a job and just making some money. You know, that's really what it was. But he wasn't having it. Thank God he wasn't having it. So I was trying to figure out what it was I wanted to go into. Originally, it was going to be like engineering or just something else. Just find something that, you know, that can get me through, get to a degree. But my brother, a friend of my brother's, he had this blog called Apartment K, and this blog blew my mind. When you look back at it, it's so simple, but it blew my mind because it, you know, always had like new music. It was some of his artwork that he was sharing, and like the way it was set up, like, you know, you click on the blog, but it was like this room that basically looked like a designer studio.
That's cool.
And I didn't know what it was called. You know, I just knew that it was a dope website that I like to visit. So after looking at that for a while, and this is like in the MySpace time, so I go to MySpace, his blog. So I was looking at his work, and it blew my mind. I still didn't know what to call it, and I asked my brother. He was like, "Man, that's graphic design." And I ended up learning that he ended up going to Mississippi State and studying there. So went to Mississippi State, studied graphic design, went through a great program, made a lot of cool friends there. And from there, I ended up interning at an agency called Socially in 2013. It's a small startup agency. It was about maybe 5 of us when we first started. And from there, I was like the only designer at the time. So a lot of like real life experiences came through there. So
Yeah.
from pitching to clients to messing up a lot, understanding like
Learning on
how
the job.
learning a lot of learning on the job. Everything from just pricing and just how, you know, basically the business side of how design
Yeah.
works. I learned from there, and it's such an amazing team. So I went there, and I've been there ever since. And then we ended up moving to Birmingham, and this all started in Starfield, Mississippi, because we was all in school when we started
Yeah.
the company. So we ended up moving to Birmingham in 2017, and been growing ever since, for sure.
Cool.
Yes, that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's probably a little
Yeah.
bit more details in there.
Yeah, and
Well-
then now you're working there still, and you're freelancing on the side.
Freelance on the side, yep.
Yeah. Yep. It's a lot of work, but
A lot of work.
it's worth it.
For sure.
Ruby's asking if you'll be attending Max, Adobe Max this year, and have you attended before?
I haven't, and I want to so bad. I have a buddy of mine that's getting married that same week, so it's gonna be a little bit pushy. But if push comes to shove, I might make it work.
Yeah.
If I go, are you gonna be there? I want to see you. Come find me, Ruby. But Max always looks amazing. I see the posts and like just kind of the recaps of everything.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
Have you been before?
Mm-mm.
Have you been?
I
Oh,
know, I've
man.
never been. I know, we were talking about going this year, but I think we might hold off until
I got
we're
you.
doing a couple other
I got you.
conferences and things.
I got
You
you.
gotta pick and choose.
I know, man. I know.
So, but I think Max is definitely on the list.
For sure. And if you haven't, go to Creative South. Creative South
Yes.
is an amazing conference.
We were looking at that too. Creative South looks awesome.
It's amazing. Mike Jones and Peter Detondo, they do a really good job of making literally everybody feel like family. They say come as friends, believe as family.
That's really cool.
It's such an amazing experience. So if you haven't, they typically do it in around, I think it's around April. Yeah, it's around April.
Yeah, sounds right.
They had the April, so, and this is their 20-year anniversary coming up next
Wow.
year. So I think it's 20. No, it's 10. I'm sorry, 10, not 10. I'm sorry, 10-year anniversary.
That's pretty good still.
Yeah.
It's a long time. I love that coffee cup.
Thank you.
It's a good color for a coffee cup. You know?
It feels warm.
Yeah, it feels cozy.
For sure.
Thanks for all the questions, guys. We have about 36 minutes until the Daily Creative Challenge feedback. That went
Sweet.
really fast.
Yeah,
I feel like
time
we
flies.
just had an hour and a half, and now we have 30 minutes. So make sure you submit. You can submit in the challenge tab, which is right above the chat. And the challenge today is to retouch an image using dodge and burn. And you can rewatch the tutorial for that if you missed it. But yeah.
I think retouching is such like a kind of like a slept on art. Like it's such
It really
a skill.
is an art.
Like man.
Yeah.
So I look at some images, like you ever see like those before and afters of like how a raw image looks,
It's
and you see the retouching, you
crazy.
be like, what?
So crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It is an art, and it takes time to like really like I feel like own that kind of skill.
For sure.
Just like any
Definitely.
art.
Definitely. And the kind of a big thing now that's kind of growing is sports designs. Like a lot of like colleges and professional teams are getting like making amazing graphics. There's some super talented designers out there that are making these amazing like recap graphics or like game day graphics, and those take a lot of retouching for those player images.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I know a lot of schools do like media days, so those are like huge.
That's a cool way to mix like sports and art.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think a lot of times, especially in schools, sports kind of overshadow
It does.
art. So that's cool that they're kind of recognizing the importance of that and
For sure.
like utilizing art.
For sure.
Yeah, Ciel says retouching takes a lot of skills. You can make a photograph look like a cartoon really quick, which is true. If you don't know what you're doing,
Yeah,
sometimes it gets kind of crazy.
for sure.
She was asking, is your end goal to be in museums and galleries, or are you more focused on commercial editorial art? And then right after that, where do you see your career going in the future? Dr. Roberts asked. So it kind of relates, I guess.
Wow.
What What are your future plans for
Guys,
your art?
These questions, so serious.
I know. Like, now I gotta think about.
I gotta think about it.
Create your 5-year plan right now.
Oh God, okay, on the spot, in front of everybody.
On the spot.
No, that's a really great question.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to get into more commercial art. Just kind of see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like future plans, I think I want to get more into teaching a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of challenging because as an artist, you especially working in an agency, there are times where you have like such tight deadlines, and it's like, man, I can't teach you. Let's do it. There you go.
Yeah,
you
like you have interns, and you're like, oh, I really wish I could, but I can't. Yeah.
For sure. So
Yeah.
but I think down the road, when that's not necessarily the case, I think I want to teach more. Like we talked about earlier, like design, at least where I'm coming from, hasn't been like pushed as the ideal career choice.
Yeah.
So being able to, make Mississippi more of a home and a hub, and there's already some great people, starting some things there. Sip Talk is a really great brand that's starting there to kind of shed light on people and talent in Mississippi. But I think starting to create a hub back at home to where people can be inspired and kind of see like what's all out there, because a lot of people there, they don't travel as much, and I was one of them. Like I just recently started traveling. But to be able to see like how far like design and illustration can take you, if they can just get a glimpse of that, I think that can inspire more. So I think that'll be
That's really cool.
that's the ideal career choice. That's the on the spot answer right now.
Yes. But kind of something you're passionate about that you hope to like
For
do
sure.
more of in the future. That's
sure.
really cool. Your cousin Jay is on the stream.
Jay, what's up?
Raheem's asking, Hank, where's your signature Pantone orange?
It's coming, bro. I promise.
It's coming.
It's coming. I gotta figure out where to put it. I promise I got you.
The flower could be orange. I don't know if you already had a plan for the flower.
I didn't, but I have one now.
No, I'm just saying. Easy throw in
There you go. Let's do it.
Cool. Yeah, good questions, guys. Really like
You guys
deep
are
questions
coming
today.
with it today. I love it.
Yes. I mentioned this earlier too, but we actually get Hank for 3 days today, or this time, for this
3
stream.
days.
So you'll have a chance to ask even more questions tomorrow.
Bring it on.
All the questions, so many. Just keep them coming.
You guys are coming with it today. I don't know if it's hump day?
It's Wednesday. Everyone's like, doesn't want to be working.
I feel that.
They're like, I'd rather just watch this and ask questions.
I feel that.
Which I'm the same way.
Thank y'all so much. You could have been working, but you're here with us.
Yes, you could have been working. You could be doing your job, but
You could, yeah, but it's okay. I appreciate that. Let me make this file just a little bit bigger.
hell yeah.
But again, thank y'all for these questions, because
Yes.
some answers I've been kind of dying to give.
Jay's asking, how do you decide how to price commissions?
Wow.
It's a big question.
Yeah, that's a big question. So it really just comes down to how valuable it is for them. I don't have like a set rate for every project. Typically, I just go through discovery, just kind of get an understanding of how valuable it is for the client and how valuable it can be for them, and then just understand what it costs you to to put time in. Like every hour that you put into a project has a dollar cost to it, and just kind of get an understanding of how long things take you, and then kind of the resources that you need, and just calculate all that up, and be willing to negotiate. I've gotten to more of like a program like The Future. They do a really good job of teaching like the business aspect of design, and I watch them a lot and just kind of get an idea of like how to talk and pitch to a client. Still haven't got it down pat yet, but but just kind of get just understand the overall objective of what they're asking you to do, and do your best of like understanding what it takes you, and then how valuable it is to them, and get a cost, and be willing to negotiate. Some things you need to have a cap, like you can't go no lower than this, but understand how you can work deals out. I hope that helps.
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, it's very helpful. Yeah, because I think it can be easy to kind of just look at like, oh, how much time is this going to take me and price by that instead of like looking at the project as a whole overall like understanding how it's going to be used and like how much that should cost as well.
For sure. Yeah, because hourly, it gets a little tricky because as you get better and better at what you're doing, like you don't want to rob yourself,
Yeah, you're gonna get faster.
For sure.
Yeah.
You only gonna get faster and better. So like if things usually take you 3 hours and you charge like an hourly rate, and then over time the same project takes you an hour, you lose 2 hours worth of income. So just keep,
But you're a better designer, so really your work should cost more.
Exactly.
At that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my little 2 cents on
Yeah.
I know there's probably somebody out there like, hourly is the best way to do it.
Yeah. I feel
Understand.
like when you look up pricing for any kind of creative work, there's articles that say hourly, there's articles that say like project based.
Right.
I mean, everyone does it a different way and it's gonna work for different people, but I agree that generally like as you get better, you get faster. And
For sure.
For certain things it makes sense to charge hourly, but
Definitely.
yeah.
But good question. I think that's a question a lot of people need answers to, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Someone's asking what your art style is called. Is there a name for this style of art?
I had a client tell me it felt fuzzy, and I just rolled with it.
Just go with that.
We're gonna go fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
We'll call it fuzzy.
And then they're also asking how you can learn this style of art. So one way would be like watching streams like this, right?
Yes. Watch the stream.
Yeah, watching streams.
Watch it over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah,
and over.
and then do it. Like just practice.
Yeah, for sure. And feel free to reach out to me. Like if you have any questions or something that's getting you stuck, feel free to reach out anyway, and I'll do my best to answer. Give me time.
Yeah.
So if I don't answer like in the next like couple hours, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm not ignoring you. But just follow the stream and and just watch. A lot of times we can say a lot of like what to do, but if you really just watch what's going on, then you really can start seeing like how to really make this.
Actually do it. Ruby's asking if you have tutorials. Do you ever film tutorials?
I haven't, and I've been told so many times I do it for tutorial.
You should.
And I'm paying for it right now.
Yeah.
But since you asked, I will do a tutorial.
Okay. We'll hold you to it.
For sure. I got you.
Accountability.
There you go. All right, I think we're getting some good pace on this. Yesterday's kind of the first day, kind of figure out how to pace yourself. I think we're going to wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah. It's looking good. I like how the petals are layered like that. It's kind of fun.
A pretty flower.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to like a sunflower field?
Me? Yeah. I don't think I've ever walked through one,
Gotcha.
but like around. Like usually, I feel like when I've gone to like pumpkin patches, a lot of times there's like sunflower fields kind of like by there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of fall. Pumpkins are coming back.
I know.
And back at home, they do like it's kind of like a pumpkin festival every night. So it's always fun. Like they have like little slides and little like swings and stuff. It's like perfect fall. It's like the magazine picture of like
it's
fall.
Like this is fall. Fall is here.
For sure.
Cool. Ruby says, "Yay tutorials."
Hey.
You do share videos of like time lapses of your work, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, I show a time lapse. I know sometimes that can be kind of hard to keep up with because it's so quick.
It's quick, but it kind of still gives like a idea of where it started from and
sure.
how it gets there
For sure.
a little bit.
Yeah, and if you check out the stream from yesterday, we kind of go a little bit into like the early stages.
Yeah.
And everything just starts with a rough sketch. And as far as like finding an idea, typically it starts with not doing anything. I try not to stress over like looking for an idea.
Yeah.
If I just try to let as much as I can, try to let it come to me. If whatever you enjoy doing, do it as much as you possibly can or you can afford to. And let everything that surrounds you bring you the ideas. Like just walking, around San Francisco the other day, like it struck the idea of like, hey, somebody enjoying, a coffee and maple donut.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Jay's asking if you listen to music or podcasts while you work, and more recommendations.
Yes, I listen to music. Like I said, Lo-Fi is a really good channel on YouTube. If you check it out, if you type in like Lo-Fi radio, it's like a couple options. They're like live streams, but it's just like
That's
a constant
cool.
playlist. Those are really good tunes that I enjoy because there's like no lyrics. They're just really calm beats. As far as podcasts, I listen to Andy J. Pizza. He's gonna hate me if I don't remember the name of the podcast. But Andy J. Pizza has a really good podcast on SoundCloud. It's like the Creative Pep Talk. That's what it is. Super good guy.
I've never listened to that.
He's amazing.
Sounds
Like he's
good.
such a positive guy. He
Yeah.
dives deep into like the like literal thinking of being a creative nowadays. Because it's so many things that we think about.
Yeah.
We're emotional people. We put our emotions into our work. But he does a good job of like honing in on that, and just his personality is super cool.
Cool.
I love Andy J. Shout out Andy. If you ever see the stream, keep it up, man. For sure.
Kathleen says, Gus and I were watching Hank's IG stories yesterday. He's capturing so many good SF sights and sounds.
Hey, thank you. Shout out to the iPhone camera.
Yes.
And San Francisco's so beautiful, man. I'm surprised it wasn't as many people out there yesterday. I'll be out there every day if I could.
Yeah. It's cold.
Yeah, that's
Maybe that's why.
That's probably the big reason.
Oh, Kathleen says that on Creative Pep Talk, he just had Joseph Gordon-Levitt on.
Oh, really?
Oh. Okay, now I really need to listen to that
It's really good.
because I love him.
No, he's such an amazing dude. And also the Future. The Future has a podcast that's really good. Chris Doe is an amazing teacher and mentor. Him and his team is really doing a good job of shifting like the thinking of designers more into the business aspect and helping us get paid. Like
Yes.
we gotta eat, people.
Yes, pay artists.
There you go.
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. As Ruby's asking if you'd ever be a guest speaker for a college.
Yes. I would definitely love to come talk to college students. I've been there.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, fun fact. It's kind of fun. So for anyone that's like struggling in design school, I understand. And that's not a beautiful thing, but I didn't pass type 1 when I first started. I had to take type twice. Just a little transparency with everyone.
Yeah. But look at where you are now.
Exactly. So don't let
it's okay.
the grades do not matter. It's
Yeah.
your effort and the work that you're putting out.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Just a little fun fact.
Absolutely.
Probably somebody at home like, hey, you failed type 1? Like, what are you doing?
What are you? How could you possibly be a designer?
Come on, man. No, but my type teacher, he was cool.
Yeah.
Just one of those bad college semesters,
Yep.
Everyone goes through.
Everyone goes through it. And honestly, school is so great. But I feel like once you're like in real life, you kind of
Yeah.
realize like school gave you certain skills, but like
sure.
like you were saying, like working hard and all those kinds of things, like you
yeah.
don't learn in school.
Definitely.
Like those are like character qualities that you have to
For sure.
develop in yourself.
Yeah, and I think more schools are starting to get into like teaching the business aspect of design, which is super vital.
Yes.
But the industry changes so much, so it's good. Learn what you need to learn, but also be like open to change. 'Cause,
Yeah, you're gonna learn on the job
man, a lot
more
on
than
the job.
anything in school.
For sure.
Yeah.
And definitely, if you're in school, experiment with freelancing.
Yeah.
Just the earlier you can get into it, the earlier that you can kind of
That real life
understand.
experience.
Exactly. Understand like deadlines, clients, the bad clients, the good clients. So the sooner you can get into that, the better. So. All right, so I think
Use
everybody.
the sprinkles.
Yeah, everybody's requesting the sprinkles. So
Yes.
we can add those in there. Try to give it a little bit of randomness. We'll switch up the color. Let's see, we're just not gonna think too much of the color. Just give
Kathleen
us a
says
little bit of
internships too. And
Yes,
internships
internships.
are awesome.
for sure.
A really good way to get experience, figure out what kind of work you actually want to be doing,
For sure.
and make really good connections and, maybe your boss will recommend you for another job or something like that in the future. So
For sure. That's a really good point. Good job.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Yeah, in internships, be annoying with questions. It's okay. Like
You're there to learn.
nobody can hate you for asking questions.
Yeah.
If they do, then you just know that's not the right internship for you.
Yeah. Yes.
But ask a lot of questions and just kind of get an idea of like how things work. You know, if there's something that's not clear, just ask like why did this happen? What is that? What does that mean? I think what does that mean is probably my most asked question. But yeah, and learn as much as you can, and those relationships go so far.
Yeah.
It's so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Kathleen is also saying internships can turn in full time once you graduate.
Definitely.
Very true.
Definitely.
Yeah. But Kathleen's also saying she doesn't like sprinkles. So
Oh, Kathleen. Oh.
so much good insight, and then killing it with the sprinkles.
I'm sorry, Kathleen. I tell you what, we'll break a piece off and we'll just, we'll get rid of the sprinkles on that piece.
Okay.
There you go.
Just for you.
Just for you.
Maybe there's another donut behind this donut that we
Yeah,
just can't even
yeah,
see from
there
this
you go.
angle, and it's sprinkleless.
It's abstract.
It's abstract.
All right, so we kind of got some sprinkles here. Let's see. So we got a good bit here.
Yeah.
Right here. Let's go ahead and group these, and
Okay.
we're just gonna merge this into one shape. Oh, that doesn't work. Sorry, this line. My bad. And as you can see, I'm back and forth with using the my actual laptop and the tablet. Just some things are just a lot easier.
Yeah.
But again, just to each his own. All right, so now let's give this donut some color.
CL says, I had a dulce de leche filled donut from Krispy Kreme.
I know what I'm getting next. I appreciate that. That's not funny because we can.
Oh, Mark is asking if you ever use the jitter brush settings to do things like sprinkles, so you can kind of make the various rotations and colors in one pass.
I haven't. For the sake of time, I just did it as just one shape at a time. But that actually is a good point. Thank you. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
It's really.
So many ways to do the same thing.
Man,
You know?
so many ways.
In Photoshop. Vival is reminding us that there is less than 10 minutes until the challenge feedback. So make sure you upload your challenges so we can see what you guys made. See your dodging and burning skills.
Hey,
See your popping photographs.
let's do it. Yes, if you guys do anything near as close as well as you did yesterday with the
Yesterday
challenge,
was
I know this is
great.
gonna be fun.
Yes. Less than 20, yeah. So about 16 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, our brush is not going out. Let's see, double check.
I know.
The same issues as yesterday.
I know.
Technical difficulties.
You know, guys, it happens.
There we go. Let's see.
It's part of real life.
Real life. I guess it's because. Oh, that's what it was. I had a selection on it. My bad.
There you go.
Hey, there we go.
There it is. So Paul's asking, sorry if this has been asked, but do you use Illustrator? If you want to touch on that.
Yeah, so I use Illustrator not as much as I used to. Just for the sake of convenience, I try to stay in Photoshop. Just because you can pretty much do everything. I know it kind of functions a little bit when it comes to shapes and like vectors and everything. But Photoshop is just more of a convenience thing for me. But Illustrator, I still use it. It works just as well. It's the OG, Photoshop. Yeah, I mean not Photoshop. Illustrator. That's where you start. It's where you get your hands dirty first.
Yeah, he says, I'm curious why Photoshop over Illustrator. Not that there's a wrong answer.
Oh yeah, it's all
Yeah.
convenience. All
Yeah.
convenience, that's all. Still a great question though, thank you.
Yeah. I think it's cool that people can use the same tool for so many different things. Like Photoshop is so versatile. And then, you know, you can use Illustrator and like, it just like really depends on like the kind of work you're doing and then what you're comfortable with.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
And with everything here just being strictly digital, typically I just stick with Photoshop and
Yeah.
don't need to worry about the resolution as much.
Look at that donut.
Hey, look at that.
Wow.
Got us a donut.
It's a beautiful donut.
Get some, and nothing beats glazed.
Yeah.
Nothing beats
Good classic glazed donut.
All right. So what it kind of does a little trick. So just to kind of get some depth to these sprinkles, like with some shadows, what I'm gonna do is duplicate the sprinkles, and if you select the tool, which I just hold it down, Alt, well actually wait. We're just gonna kind of offset the sprinkles under this. So let's just kind of bring it down. I know it's looking kind of weird, but it'll make sense in a minute.
It'll come together.
For sure. So what I'm gonna do is select the layer of the duplicate sprinkles that I just did on the bottom. And then I'm gonna make another layer on top of that once it's selected, and then I'm just gonna get rid of this. So that way, when I go in with my brush, I have it selected only in an area. And you may not see it as clearly now, but it'll make sense in a minute, I promise.
Marco says, hey Hank, I saw your Twitter post and thought of coming to support you. Great work. I met you at Creative South in Georgia this year.
Hey, appreciate that. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
That's a Creative South is, man, that's such an amazing conference. It's really one of my first conferences I ever been to, and now it's the favorite. It's my favorite. Until I go to Adobe Max.
Yeah. Then you can have two favorites.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Vidual says, now for the shoes. I've been waiting to see how you do the sneakers
Let's
since
do
you
it.
started yesterday.
I need your help.
That's
like,
for last.
We're gonna save it for last.
Is that the last part?
Yeah, we'll probably add
Yeah.
a floor and maybe a background
sure.
in there. So
Okay.
I need your help. So, like, what's some sneaker color suggestions?
Ooh, yes. You guys did great with the shorts yesterday.
Yeah, thank you for the shorts. I would have never thought of that.
Kathleen says, okay, I'd eat this, even with the sprinkles.
There
So,
you go.
Good job.
Hey.
There was somebody was asking, Corinne was asking, what's your favorite type of donut or dessert
Ooh.
in general?
Again with the questions. Wow. Favorite type of donut. So the donut I'm gonna go with the original glaze from Krispy Kreme. Is just
Hot.
unbeatable. Unbeatable. When it's just hot and it's like fluffy, you know when you grab it and it starts leaning?
And it's just like air.
Oh,
Just like
yeah.
sweet air.
Man,
You know?
that'd be my favorite donut. Favorite dessert. I'm from the South, and peach cobbler is the go-to.
With
Peach
ice
cobbler
cream or no ice cream?
with ice cream. Okay, now I'm regretting my answer now. Hold on, because I'm thinking. Okay, it's like a two-way tie. It's gonna be a two-way tie. It's peach cobbler with ice cream or pecan pie with ice cream. And those two are unmatched.
I like pecan pie. We have that at Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's like the
good.
nice way to end a great meal.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said lime green.
Oh, lime green, purple, orange and purple.
Purple. I'm not against purple, and I'm not against lime green.
Red and white.
Ooh.
Jordan throwbacks.
The Throwbacks 11.
Throwbacks 11.
To my Jordan fans. You know what? I'm not the best like fashion artist, but I'm gonna go with the purple and the lime green because I think
Alright.
that can be very interesting. So let's do it.
I think that goes with his colorful outfit.
I think so.
He's
yeah.
the kind of guy who likes to make a statement. You can tell with his
There
pink
you go.
hat,
For sure.
his teal shorts. So I feel like it fits his personality.
Let's do it. swagged out. We got about 10 minutes left.
Jay says sweet potato pie.
Hey.
I've never had that. I
Wow.
love sweet potato. So I feel like I would love this.
You will fall in love with sweet potato pie. Man, I wish I would. Man, next time I'm gonna bring you some sweet potato pie.
Okay.
I promise.
Bring on the plane.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak it through the plane.
They're gonna be like, what is like? You got some catfish.
Right? Like, ma'am, you don't understand. This is an
I'm
emergency.
sorry. This is important.
My friend needs to experience this. You don't understand how important this
You
is.
don't
to me.
understand.
We are trying to change lives here, people. No, but sweet potato pie is unmatched.
I feel like I would love it. I do
love
love sweet potato. Sweet potato anything.
I'm confident that'll be like your favorite go-to meal.
Yeah?
Once you taste it. I'm confident in
Okay.
that.
Wow, that's a big statement.
I'm so confident in it.
Yes, Viva loves the purple straps.
Hey, let's do it. And we see if we get some lime green in there. Oops.
Just 8 more minutes till the Creative Challenge feedback. So make sure you submit.
Let's do it.
We are really excited to see what you guys make.
Oh, you guys are gonna kill it.
Yes.
See, you guys are intimidating. See, I worried about everybody else. Like, y'all are intimidating when it comes to these challenges. It's like, oh my goodness.
I love too seeing like it's the same challenge, right? It's the same tutorial everyone's watching, the same steps everyone's doing, but like people can do such different work. It's so cool.
So different.
And have different ideas for the same challenge.
For sure. You guys are undefeated at being yourselves.
Yep. Oh, this is a great color.
Shout out to the suggestions, because like this
Good
color
choice,
is
you
getting me.
guys.
I'm gonna go find me some sneakers like this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to wear
I bet
them.
you can. In San Francisco, these sneakers exist.
For sure. I wouldn't know how to wear them, but I would definitely give it a shot.
I feel like you could pull something like this off if like you just wear neutral colors the rest of your outfit. Like
I can see that.
some
Yeah.
nice like black jeans or something. Or,
Yep.
You
I
know?
can see that. I can see that.
You could. I think you could pull it off.
There you go. I can see that. All right. These are starting to come through.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a little bit of depth.
It's fun to watch them take shape, like as the shadows and highlights are being added. Really makes them like feel real,
Exactly.
as real as illustration can look.
For real. It's just so crazy with Photoshop. Like just like a simple layer or a simple like click of a button can completely change a piece.
Kerwin says we need to eat a sweet potato pie on the stream tomorrow.
Is there any way we can find one? I want to do this. I'm so serious. I want to do that for real. Like,
Is it gonna be like we're in San Francisco?
I don't know.
Can we find a good one here?
I'm gonna look for one today.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for one
Okay.
today. Oh, if I
wonder
find
if
one,
we
can we
can.
please do that?
Yeah.
Any
Can we?
naysayers?
I
I don't know. Is anyone ever eating on this
I
stream?
don't know.
If no one's eating on the stream, I'm trying to go.
You're trying to
as
set records
the-
here.
Yes, yes.
You
I
want to
wanna
be memorable.
the number one.
Okay.
The first person to
first.
eat on the stream. And it be sweet potato pie. Like Mississippi, we are on the map, people.
Yeah.
We are here.
I feel like there has to. I feel like Oakland would be a place that you'd find that kind of stuff, but I'm sure there is. San Francisco has everything.
It has to be.
It has to be.
For sure. Sweet potato pie. I can't leave San Francisco without seeing you taste the sweet potato
All right.
pie. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm ready for this. Voodoo Val says, I can't remember anyone ever eating on Adobe Live.
Yes.
Probably for a reason.
Oh goodness. Okay, I'm gonna check with the rules. If they say it's okay, then we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah, Paca's saying we've had corn dogs post stream before.
Ah.
Dohi, but after the stream, so it wasn't on stream.
Okay. We're still in there. It's still a chance.
Dohi Kim, she's an Etsy designer, and she did a stream where she was designing like an app or website for finding corn dogs in the city.
Dope.
Yeah. Because she loves corn dogs. And I think they ate corn dogs after. You guys should go watch that. Dohi's awesome. She's a great designer.
That's epic. Well, there's still hope. As long as they don't say no, I want to eat sweet potato fry on the stream tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna do it.
All right. Steve says Kathleen drank lots of coffee. But coffee is not the same as eating.
It's not.
It's a little different. Although some people just have coffee for breakfast. But it's not the same.
Those are troopers.
Yeah.
Those are some troopers.
I know, I need some food or I'm cranky.
There you go. Yes, never work hungry, people.
No.
Never work hungry.
Kevin says, Hank, I think your intertwined typography is great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That was a fun little series to do, just to kind of see like, for those who haven't seen it, I did like this series of where I took kind of just like 2 words, whether they was like lyrics or songs. Mm-hmm. It's like 2 words, whether like lyrics of songs or titles of songs, and basically just made one of them like in a lettering style, kind of this 3D lettering style, and then another one in this kind of like tall condensed font, and just intertwined them. It's it was a pretty fun project. I can't remember the tutorial I watched for that, but if you go on YouTube and you look up like kind of intertwine lettering, Illustrator, that's actually a combination of Illustrator and Photoshop.
Okay.
But it's amazing. It's an amazing project to do. I encourage everyone to try it.
Yeah.
It gets you a little bit of lettering and a little bit of Photoshop action.
I have it on my screen if you want to switch over for a sec.
Sweet.
People can see what you're talking about. Yeah, like this kind of stuff.
Yes. That's actually a song from a buddy of mine. His name Pale. He lives in LA. He's in California.
Oh, yeah?
But we went to school together. He made a song called Fresh Produce, and I love that song.
That's cool. This is fun.
That's probably my favorite one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one right there.
Cool.
Yeah, so check it out. It's a combination of Illustrator and Photoshop. So if you're not comfortable in one of those, this is a good project to kind of get you in there and
play around with both.
For sure, and check it out. It's super fun. All right, I think we are getting there. I think our guy is coming, or came to life. Oops, he's came to life, and let's kind of give him a little bit of a simple scenery.
Cool. 2 more minutes till challenge feedback, so make sure you submit.
Submit.
Jay's asking, how do you continue your design education now that you're working? It's a really good question.
Really good question. So typically I'll continue to look for inspiration as far as like if I'm ever on social media or like if I find like a new style. YouTube is just as good.
Yeah.
Adobe Live, it's really well. So if you see an artist or you see like some work, try to follow them. Like we talked about earlier, reaching out, just asking like specific questions, and just continue surrounding yourself around people that's making the work that you want to make. And some people are now moving more into like showing the process and tutorials and things like that. So continue to do that, and a lot of it's just experiences. So like if you're learning more of like the business side of it, I highly recommend like any business books. I think The Winning Without Pitching Manifesto is a really good book as far as like the business aspect, but as far as like skill and software, watch live streams like these, YouTube, and just continue to learn. Like don't get stuck into one style or one type of work. Like branch out and do some things and find what makes you feel liberated.
Yeah.
Liberated.
Yeah. Sure. I think it's cool too because some of these streams are focused on career building. So if that's an aspect that you're looking at learning more about, you can learn about the creative and the business side of things, like kind of all in one
Definitely.
session.
Definitely.
And even some of these aren't more focused. Like I feel like you've given a lot of career advice too. So
I hope so.
I think so.
Guys, keep in contact. I want to make sure that like this advice is valid.
Yes.
Let me know what works, what doesn't work.
Okay, we are gonna switch over to the challenge feedback
do
real
it.
quick. So the challenge, I think there's still some challenges from yesterday in here, so we'll skip those. But the challenge was to retouch an image using Dodge and Burn.
Sweet.
I don't know if stuff like this was shown too, but we can go ahead and take a look at them. I don't know.
Oh, sweet.
Some illustration work mixed in there.
I see that. Digging the depth, like how the little subtle shadow of it going behind her arm. Loving the depth in it. I think with this, like, we can up like some of the contrast in her. I think a little bit, so she's not feels a little bit too close to the graphic work, the graphic treatment that's in there. Yeah, I think if we up the contrast in her and use more of like pushing those highlights and shadows, I think it can be a little bit stronger. But I'm definitely digging the vector treatment for sure.
Cool.
Oh wow.
And this one.
Digging this, so like what's the two-tone? Kind of the two-tone treatment here. I'm liking this.
I like this like neon light
Like,
over
yeah.
here.
Almost like how the lights in the background are really like blending together. It's more of like, it feels more like a shape than just like just an object there. Nice.
Cool.
Alright.
I don't. There's a little kitty there.
Okay, see the trippy kitty. Okay, and the colors there. See, like it's like a little flare on by the ear. See, the thing with this one, like, we can still push, some more contrast into this. Like maybe push the whites and give it a little bit more of depth. I think it can make it feel a little bit less flat. I think it still feels a little flat, almost like the kitty is like laying on top. So push those, make some contrast in there. Push those highlights, push those shadows, and let's make it pop. Man, that's like a client thing to say. Like, make it pop.
Make it pop.
Make it pop. Can you make the logo bigger, please?
Yes. The classic.
It's like, what? It's already huge.
It's already like your whole website.
For sure. Okay. Nice. Thanks again for the before and after
Yes,
comparison.
the before and after is great.
For sure. I'm really digging how they added depth with like pushing the blurriness in the background.
Some like look up here too. It's
Love
kind of fun.
that.
Yeah.
Little bubbles there. Nice. And like I like how they push the highlights here into like the back of the neck and having that light really bleed through and shine on the face. Nice. Great color scheme there. Loving it. Oh, look at that. Sweet. Definitely see the push and the contrast. I think it can go a little bit farther. But loving the additions, like adding like the effects here in the top.
Yeah.
In the top here.
Oh yeah. I didn't even notice that at first.
Yeah, the little light, look like little light bulbs, a little lights in the background. I think it gives it a lot more depth. Like I can definitely see the foreground, the subject, and the background a lot clearer. So good job.
Cool. We're getting
Booty
sweet
pie.
potato pie recommendations.
Shams mixed lunch, but it's in Richmond. Southern Sweets. Okay.
Thanks, Anthony.
For sure.
All right.
Nice. Loving the use of color here. I think I'm loving how the colors kind of bouncing off her forehead a little bit more. I think it gives it kind of makes them married together a little bit better. I wonder if we can push it more into like her body itself. Like it seems
there's more lights in front of her maybe that are reflecting onto her.
Yeah, I think pushing it more in there, and I think that'll kind of marry it more together. Because it seems like it kind of cuts off where like her neck is and up. All that seems like it belongs together, and then like everything below it is a little bit separate. But loving the bubbles, like the little flares there. I think it gives it some more depth. But yeah, add some more color in there. And I think that can more into the body, and I think that can really tie it all together. Good job.
Yeah. That was yesterday. There we go.
Nice.
It's cool to see the different things people can do with the same image.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. They look completely different.
Yeah.
Again, loving the use of color on this one. I really like how they incorporate more into like the walls and like the floor a little bit more versus just being in the lights. I love how it's blending more into like the hair area here.
Yeah.
You start seeing like the reflections up there.
That's really nice right there.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, good job. I'm loving that. Nice.
Thank you guys for submitting.
For sure. Nice. Again, another great use of color. I love how they're using it on the floor. Like it's starting reflected on the floor and it's bouncing off the edges of her. This is a really good, really nice detail there. I think like on the left side or the right side of her, of us facing her, like maybe a little bit of the green or maybe like a cooler color could kind of offset it really nicely. Yeah, but good job. Loving the push and the contrast and, you know, having the color be more than just a light. So good job.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, wow.
Totally different color palette.
Different vibe. You know, I'm actually liking this. I really like the intensity of this. The fact that it's not just in her, but it's also in the background too, so you can kind of see where it's, you know, coming together. It's almost comic bookish in a sense. You know, like those movies that like reflect the comic books, like how intense they are. This one gives me like a kind of like a party feel, like a really like clubby feel, with the colors and everything. But I really like the use of the reds and the orange, like you know, just on that. So nice. It's an interesting approach.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, there's two here.
Okay. It might be the before and after.
Oh, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Gotcha. I think it's the before and after.
Yeah.
Nice. I love how subtle this is. Like the right side of her face is very warm and the left side is really cool. And again, I think utilizing the color everywhere on the left side of it going from the lights into the floor is really nice. And again, like marrying the subject matter of the picture with the tone on the left side works really well. Yeah, so good job. And I see the push and the contrast also. Like you can start seeing the details in the hair. I think the shadows are really nice. So nice, good job.
Cool. Let's see. I don't know.
That's interesting.
I know.
Nice. It's like an interesting little character here.
Added some, like it kind of feels like now it's like
It's almost
like
dreamy.
a magical, situation that's like, very dreamy.
Sure. It almost reminds me like of almost like the Wizard of Oz in a sense. Kind of like if you're having a dream about Wizard of Oz and you had like this flair. But it's an interesting character. I think pushing a little bit more of the whites could probably help, or like the highlights, especially like in the face or something like that. I think that can really make it more intense and, but nice. They're digging the approach.
It's kind of hard to tell like what some of these other things are too that are being covered up like by the lights.
For sure.
So maybe the lights could kind of move more to the dark spots and let us see what those.
For sure. Definitely keep in mind
things
of
are.
like what you're actually showing. Make sure like the additional things that you're adding is not taken away versus, given to the picture.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, before and after. Oop. There we go.
Nice. I love the tone of this. It feels soft.
It feels like a carnival or something.
It does feel
Like
like a carnival, yep.
Yeah, like a
It kind of reminds you of like cotton candy and
Mm-hmm.
like all the lights from like the Ferris wheel and all that. I'm liking this. I love like the use of color like reflected all through the walls and the floor, and you can see it in her skin. Like her skin is a lot warmer, but still have this hint of light kind of bleeding through the sides. I think on the right side, if you can kind of even or make it kind of like that transition from the lights into her cloth a little bit softer. It seems like it has like an edge here. I think that can kind of tie it in really well. It kind of seems like there's a glow on the left side here. So I think, I'm not too sure if that was intentional but having those, those edges, the light from the edge come in, smoother, can really make this like a strong, but good job.
Yeah.
Told you, y'all are intimidating. Like, stop. Don't worry about what's out there. Like, y'all are inspiring and intimidating.
Okay, I think that was all from before. Cool. Thank you guys for submitting.
Hey,
Great
you guys are
job.
amazing.
There's going to be another challenge tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so you want to make sure to tune into that so you can submit and have your work reviewed again by Hank tomorrow.
Hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
We got one more day, y'all.
One more day.
One more day.
Take advantage. Cool. Well, we have a couple minutes left if you want to jump back over to our guy.
Let's dive into it. We're about almost done. We're going to give him a little floor and add a little shadows, and we can actually start on another piece.
Cool.
We can wrap up. Good job, y'all.
We have a whole, if you didn't hear, we have day 3 tomorrow.
Day 3.
We get a special week this week because we had a holiday on Monday, so we get 3 days with Hank.
Yes, they love me so much.
I know.
And I love y'all too. Thank
Yeah.
y'all. We're just about done with this guy. I think we're gonna give him a little bit of a floor, add some shadows in here, give him a little background. And we can actually start on another piece.
All right. We have about 15 more minutes. If anyone has any last questions for Hank, feel free to ask them.
Talk to me.
Yeah, let us know what you guys are thinking.
And also, if you guys have any suggestions for the next piece, I'm actually gonna leave it open.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna leave it open. I think it's gonna be fun to see what you guys think of.
Okay, guys. Wow, you get to really participate now.
There you go.
We tested him out with the shorts, tested him out with
Yeah.
the speaker colors, and you feel like
I feel good.
you feel good about this.
Their opinion
Okay.
is like, you guys are coming up with some great ideas. So why not? Why not? We'll make it open.
Kevin is asking what your Instagram handle is. So Hank's Instagram is Iam_Hank. Make sure you go follow, support. And then Julia's asking if you collaborate a lot with other graphic designers.
I don't, but I definitely don't mind. If whatever the project is, and obviously if it makes sense with time and everything, I'm super open to giving it a shot.
Cool.
Definitely. I think collaboration is definitely something I think every industry can do more of, but designers in general, I think doing more collaborations can be impactful for sure.
Absolutely.
I think we are getting
Oh
somewhere.
wow, Vidabel says, I've been imagining this whole time that he's sitting next to a large window showing the city streets.
Ooh, wow. You know what? I'm gonna finish this piece. I might not make it done for the stream, but we're gonna add it in there.
Okay.
We're gonna add it in there. I'm gonna share it. You just follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna share it later.
Follow on
And I'm
Instagram,
gonna-
and your reward will be seeing this finished
There
piece.
you go.
But yeah, guys, feel free if you have ideas for the next piece. So Hank can start today and finish tomorrow,
For
or at
sure.
least do some of tomorrow.
For sure.
I won't promise that you're gonna finish it. But
sure.
let us know if you have ideas, something you want to see.
Let me know. Let me know. All right. I think we're giving a little bit of a scenery. But not much of a scenery, just a background.
Chelsea says, how about taking an image or drawing and giving it texture for the next one? And you're definitely going to do that, right? There's going to be lots of texture, lots of fuzziness.
That's tough. Okay, it's noted. It's noted.
Okay.
It's noted. That sounds like that's really intimidating.
We don't have to do that.
Seeing what you guys made, I don't know if I can keep up.
Anthony says, riding a jump bike over to the Adobe studio.
Ooh, that's not a bad one.
And Kerwin says, a girl surfing on a rocket.
I know giving y'all the chance to suggest we're gonna be fun. Surfing on a rocket. It's not bad.
Ariana says, do a scene with sweet potato pie and ice cream. Kerwin says, or a sweet potato pie monster.
Sweet potato pie monster.
Wow. It's getting real crazy
It's
over
getting
here
real
now.
over there. Well, all right.
He looks great.
I think we have ourselves an illustration. Obviously, there's some things that we can add and tweak on here, but
Sure. But overall, it looks really good.
I think we had some fun here. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much the process there. in simple sketches. I'm sorry, simple sketches. Doesn't have to be clean. Going into some simple shapes, and then just add your color, and then add the texture.
Just layers.
Just layers.
Yeah.
Layer it up.
Look at that.
Look at him swagged
I
out.
like this guy.
I'm gonna go find this outfit.
Yes.
I'm gonna go find this outfit. Get some teal shorts, pink sweater.
You come in this outfit tomorrow. That's gonna be the greatest thing.
Don't tip me.
Kevin says, a cat flying an airplane in the subway. A superhero sweet potato pie tribute poster. Really stuck on that sweet potato pie.
You guys are killing it.
Great idea, guys. Very imaginative.
For sure. Let's see. I wonder if there's anything like simple we can do like to finish out the rest of the day. And maybe we can start a new one tomorrow. Maybe I can work a little bit faster. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? Oh, like candlelight.
Oh, yeah. So Chelsea says you could dodge some of those to make the wall paint look like a candlelight. Wow.
That's not a bad idea. Let's see. I don't typically use dodge, but we can still use this texture. Just kind of make it kind of weird, I guess.
All right. Kevin says, a man in space on Mars.
A man in space on Mars.
Wow.
That's actually not a bad one. I like that one.
In front of Adobe Live stage. Sarah says, I want to see how you would approach an illustration from a character's point of view.
From a character's point of view. I don't know what do you
Yeah, let us know what you mean by that, Sarah. Marissa says, I love that the donut is balancing upright.
It's a balanced breakfast.
A balanced breakfast! That could be the title of this piece.
Okay, that's what we'll call it.
Or caption.
All right, I'm going to save it. Balanced breakfast.
That's
I love
amazing.
how they lined up.
That was perfect. Thank you for the inspiration.
There you go. Saved just for you.
Just for you. Do you guys have any last minute suggestions that you think we should add to this piece?
Let me know.
Anthony says, put this up in your store.
Will do.
People want to buy this.
Will do. I'll add it. I'll see if I can add it today.
Cool.
Karen said, oh. Oh, snap.
They love your joke. He's here all week.
I'm here all week. Doo-doo.
Cool.
Oh, someone said a sweet potato flag on Mars.
Oh my gosh. We're really on this sweet potato thing.
You know, I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
It's
You want to
pretty
do
great.
that?
Yeah.
How about a guy on Mars with a sweet potato flag?
Okay.
Let's do it.
That's
We'll do
tomorrow?
it. That's gonna be the new one. That's gonna be the new one. Yep, we're gonna start it. Thanks for the suggestions, y'all. And I'll take all. So don't think we're not doing any ones that is not gonna happen. If you got an idea, shoot it to me.
Yeah.
You might see it later.
Keep it coming.
For sure.
Okay, so Sarah's saying like an example of point of view would be what would the objects on the table look like from the character in this illustration?
Oh, in this illustration.
That's cool.
That's an interesting suggestion, actually. Put that in the journal. I'm gonna put that in the journal. That'd be a dope.
Yeah, your idea journal.
There you go. The idea journal.
Oh my goodness, Marissa says the sweet potato pie is a planet. Wow. This stream has taken a turn.
For sure.
But a turn in a good direction, apparently.
Exactly.
I can't speak from experience, but
sweet potato
maybe
pie.
tomorrow I can.
There you go. I'm gonna work really hard to find a sweet potato pie I can bring. For sure. For sure. Thank y'all for the suggestions.
Yes.
Y'all killing it.
Oh, a space theme with desserts as planets.
Oh, snap.
Wait, that's kind of fun. All
That is
different
kind of
desserts.
fun.
A dessert galaxy.
Oh, snap.
I don't know if you have time.
We're gonna try our best. If it doesn't work, at least I know what to come back to.
Yes, yeah.
Good suggestions, y'all.
Wow.
Y'all are killing it.
Yeah, you guys have great ideas.
Man.
I'm very into this food theme right now. I think because I'm hungry.
Yeah,
it's almost lunchtime here.
All right, so let's see with a guy on Mars with a guy on Mars with a sweet potato flag.
Kevin says Saturn could have a donut for a ring.
Oh, wow.
There's so many good
I
ideas.
start suggesting y'all come over here.
Mark says you can tell it's lunchtime. Everyone's hungry right
Yeah.
now. Probably dinner time in some parts of the world too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So.
What are y'all having for dinner?
Ooh.
I love asking people like what they're eating for dinner.
Oh, Kevin says pizza.
Hey, what kind of pizza?
Love pizza. We have about 5 minutes, so if you have any last minute questions or suggestions, feel free to offer them. And then after this is going to be the XD Daily Creative Challenge. If you want to learn how to use XD, that's a great place to do that. And then after that will be the XD stream, and you'll get to watch Colby work on a hurricane app.
That's so cool.
Super cool. So definitely stick around for that. And we're going to be back tomorrow.
For sure.
Same time, 9:30.
9:30 sharp.
9:30 Pacific time. Ooh, Chelsea says sweet potato chicken curry is what I'm having for lunch.
Really?
Wow.
That sounds phenomenal.
That sounds so good.
Oh my goodness.
Man. Look at this planet.
We getting there, huh?
Yeah.
So again, I guess people who haven't seen the previous stream, so in the beginning stages, it's really kind of rough. I try not to ponder too much on the sketching itself, as far as like details and everything. The idea of this is just to make sure that I know kind of where shapes could go. And once we kind of get into like getting the shapes on there, you'll kind of see like the placement is all that matters. Man, you guys got my stomach growling.
I know.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, my stomach too. My stomach always growls at the end of the stream. I always get so hungry.
You know, I really love that donut planet idea, so why not? Why not? So let's see. Donuts. Actually.
That's the fun of just like creating an illustration for fun. You can just do
Anything.
whatever, anything.
Anything.
You know? And if it works, great. If not,
it's okay. Life still goes on. You got some young creative directors out there. Man,
this is gonna be the donut planet.
I think so. We're gonna make it the donut
I love
planet.
it.
Let's give it a shot. Might make the planet a little bit easier.
You guys definitely have to tune in tomorrow now. You gotta see what this is gonna look like.
Okay. I might cheat a little bit and get a little head on this so that way we can kind of see it come to life.
Because then I think it's fun to see it when it's like really developing.
For sure.
And you showed your beginning process already.
For sure.
So that's a good idea.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
This is a rough idea of a donut planet.
I love it. I wish it was a real thing.
I wish.
You know?
Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe in the future.
For sure. Go ahead, get us a. Let's see, maybe the flag can go this way.
Is there a sweet potato flag?
This is gonna be the sweet potato flag.
Okay.
One large step for man, one giant step for sweet potato pie.
Oh, Kevin says stick a rocket on it, on the planet.
Oh, right. Oh, like it landed. Okay.
Oh, yeah, like it landed. I don't know. You might not have room for a flag and a rocket
Yeah.
and a person.
This guy might just have to be native. We'll just say probably the rocket is behind the planet. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
can't see it.
It's on the other side.
There you go. See, let's get us a little rough sweet potato pie here.
Yes.
Man, I hope I can get a sweet potato pie for you tomorrow. I have to see that.
I really hope so too.
We call it every restaurant.
There's
Hey, do
gotta
you have
be.
sweet potato pie?
There's gotta be.
I need it.
We have pretty much everything. We gotta have it, I'm sure.
Gotta have it. It's somewhere here.
A donut rocket. We're really into donuts
I
too.
know, right? So we got a little sweet potato pie flag here. Again, just simple shapes, nothing too crazy on detail because we're gonna tweak it.
It's a great starting point.
Sure. Just a little idea of some dots.
Little stars? Is that
Little
what it's gonna be?
stars. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Little stars. We get an idea of what
Yeah.
shapes we can put there later on. All right, let's see. All right, we got our planet, we got our flag, we got a donut Saturn back here.
Donuts.
Whatever we want to call that. And then let's see, let's kind of get rid of this middle a little bit. Still a little rough, but you know, we're gonna clean it up later. So don't fret. Do not fret.
Well, I'm really excited to see this one take shape tomorrow.
This is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be super fun. Make sure you guys join us tomorrow, 9:30, and then stick around for the XD streams. And we'll be back. Hopefully with sweet potato pie.
With a sweet
We'll
potato
see.
pie. We'll see.
See you tomorrow.
Thank y'all.
Bye.